You know, there's a lot of Xbox 360 games that I would encourage you to get as quickly as you can before it's too late, because there's a lot of people picking up Xbox 360 games at the moment with the store closing down at some point whenever it is this year. So I thought I would just give you 10 games that I think you really need to pick up now. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Lollipop Chainsaw. It's a game that is, well, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a hack and slash zombie game, but there's a lot of, it's quite twisted. It's from the mind of James Gunn and Suda51. And it's, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's one that I'd really recommend. At the moment, it's going for about £35. It was £32 in the UK at CX just a week or so ago. So it's already going up in value, and I can't see this one going down in price anytime soon. There's a lot of tongue firmly in cheek in this game. I've been playing it recently, and it's so much fun. I don't know if the remake's going to come out at any point, so it's one of those ones that you might want to try and pick up now before, you know, it goes up dramatically in price. Another game that I would be recommended, number 2 on my list, is Gun. It's a game that unfortunately is often overshadowed by Red Dead Redemption. You know, and you know, that's a great game in its own right. But Gun, I had so much fun with in the early days of the Xbox 360. I think it was one of the launch titles, if I remember correctly. And that's when I got it, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's so much fun. It is a bit different to Red Dead, but the story's great. It was written by a Hollywood screenwriter, and he was told at the time that button there on that controller, that X button, because he'd never written for video games before, that's your worst enemy. And it didn't mean like the X button was going to try and kill him in his sleep or anything like that, but it was more that you could just skip cutscenes. So yeah, he obviously tried to invest in telling in an engaging story, and it's really worth playing. The gameplay's a lot of fun as well. At the moment, I think it's about £15 in CEX, but it used to be so much cheaper than that. And of course, with the store closing, you know, it's going to be a game that's going to be far harder to get. I don't think it's on the PS3. I might be wrong. Please, you know, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong there. And if you've played Gun, you know, please tell other people in the comments as well if it's one that you've enjoyed. Same with Lollipop Chainsaw as well. If it's a game that you've played and you've enjoyed it, let you know other people know in the comments. Next game is Batman Origins. I got this one, as you can see, as a promotional copy for me. I got it many years ago. And do you know what? My favourite of the entire series is Arkham Asylum. I like the, you know, Batman being kind of, it's quite claustrophobic in its style. He's kind of stuck in Arkham Asylum and can't get out. I know some people prefer the kind of the, you know, the like Arkham City where there's more scope to you know, more kind of sandboxy kind of environments, free roaming. But I actually really like Arkham Asylum the most. But this is really good. It's got some really cool detective-y bits in it. At the moment, it's going for about £12 in CEX. I'd massively... Oh, I've probably got this Batman Legends skin pack, which I probably never did. Oh, that's really cool. So let me just show you, in case that you didn't see that. I wonder if there's any ones with bat nipples. If they don't, then that's a missed opportunity, isn't it? But Batman Arkham Origins is my third pick that I'd encourage you to kind of pick up. Again, I think that, you know, if the PS3 store goes down, these prices are all going to massively shoot up. I don't know where that game is available elsewhere otherwise. My next one, number 4 on the list, is Saw for number 4. Again, you can see I got a nice promotional copy of this one, and it's a really, really good game. It's a massively underrated game, actually. I had a lot of fun with this when it first came out, in around about when it came out. So this one is about £15, but it was £8 recently. So that one in CEX again. So that's massively gone up. About 2007, I think, maybe. So yeah, it's a game that it's very much like the films. You go into different rooms and often there's different kind of traps and you've got to kind of, it's a puzzle, you've got to work it. It's actually really good, you know. I've never played the sequel, but I heard it's rubbish. It's nowhere near as good. But do you know what? I'd like to play that, but that's also high in price as well. If anyone wants to buy it for me, I will do any kind of favours for free games. So, you know, just message in the comments, you know, and what the contract would be. But seriously though, this game is a lot of fun. It's really cool to do puzzles. There is kind of some, it's, how would I describe it? It's like if you mixed Silent Hill, which is with actually it's just like the Saw movies, to be honest. It's like the Saw movies with a bit of Silent Hill kind of thrown in. Lots of puzzles, lots of kind of escape room type things. One that I did, I remember there's a guy, there's like an electric current going through him, and he's going to fall into this pool of water because this room is filled with water. And basically you've got to look around the room to get the combination for a lock, so you can open it up and then deal with the circuitry of the thing to turn it off. I'd really recommend it. So I've talked about Saw being at number 4 for long enough, and I will move on swiftly. Apologies if that was going on forever, but just like my crap year seemingly. Peter Jackson's King Kong is at number 5, and honestly, don't laugh, because it's a really, really, really good game. It's a first-person shooter. It's got Jack Black in it. It's got, you know, all the other people from the film as well. And it's honestly, it's a really good, you do get to play as King Kong at times. Those are the weakest bits of the game, though. Also, when you aim down the sights, there's no like thing crosshair on screen or anything like that. You just literally have to use the sight of the actual gun. I don't know if that makes sense, but honestly, it's a really, really solid game. It came out on PS2 and other consoles as well. And those versions also look really good. The PS2 version of King Kong looks great. I'm going to put some game footage in bits and pieces of this, not overly do it, but I might put just a tiny bit of the PS2 version just so you can get a difference in the look between the two, because that one looked surprisingly good. But this is like one of the first games I completed on the 360 when the 360 came out, and I remember thinking this game is far better than people give it credit for. So number 5 on my list that I'd encourage you to check out. Oh, really quickly, it's about £15 at the moment in the UK. So again, this would have probably been about £1.50 not that long ago. I don't know why this game has dramatically shot up in price, but it has. So it's one to kind of bear in mind. Number 6 on the list is Spec Ops: The Line. I know a lot of people talk about this nowadays, and this was taken off the Xbox 360 store. So it's one of the reasons why this has shot up to about £20 in CEX. I should say, actually, there are a lot of 360 games that are really cheap, to be fair. You know, and I'm going to mention at least one of those in this video. A lot of games in the UK are a lot cheaper than they are in the US. For some reason, I've noticed in terms of like price differences. So it's always kind of worth looking out at how much does it cost in the US, you know, because maybe it will go up to that kind of price, maybe it won't. But there are some games like in the US like are like, wow, they're really expensive. And some games, you know, that in the UK are just so cheap. Anyway, this is a game which, again, a lot of people rave about. You've probably heard people talking about how great this is, how good the storyline is, and things like that. So what happened to my computer? Sorry about that. My laptop decided to turn itself off because I forgot to plug it in. So that's on me. But this is a game that a lot of people do talk about. A lot of people rave about this game. And so, you know, it's definitely one that's worth checking out, because I think this is going to be so hard to get in the future. And I can see this one rocketing up in price. So you'd have a nice, valuable game in your hands if you decided to get it. You don't have to. No pressure. Don't worry. I haven't got a gun to your head. So not yet, anyway. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, next up, number 7 on our list is Orange Box. Now, it's honestly, it's got so many great games in this, and you know it. You know the Orange Box. I don't need to tell you probably too much about it. Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Episode 2, Portal, Team Fortress. I mean, I'm just reading off the stuff that, you know, is on the back. But either way, it's honestly, it's a classic. You know that. If you haven't played it yet, shame on you, very naughty. It's an absolute classic. It's £18 at the moment on the Xbox 360. £18. Now, I'm pretty sure that is massively shot up in price because it used to be more expensive on PS3. But it is gone up in price. So I don't understand why this one's gone up so much in price. Aside from maybe people want the old version of Team Fortress. That's the only thing that I can really think about. But I don't know why it would be so expensive. But it is. So again, it's worth having in your collection if you haven't got it. I know you can just get it on. I don't know if you can get Orange Box on Steam actually though. So maybe that's why it is. You can get the games, but I mean I don't know. My next one is a cheaper game. Okay, number 8. But to me, this is such an underrated game. It's such a gem, and it's Prey. Okay, Prey is only £1.50 in CEX. Now, I don't know if this is an exclusive. It was definitely on PC, but again, it's an abandonware game, right? And I don't know where else you'd be able to get this apart from the Xbox 360 version. So £1.50 at the moment in the UK in CEX. And this is a game which I think will maybe go quite up in price at some point. It is so good. It's the 2006 version, obviously, and it's such a good game. It's obviously different from the other Prey. So if you ever thought, oh, I didn't like that other one, though, it's very different. Very, very different. I think it used like the Quake engine at the time. Does it say about that on here? No. But it's honestly really, really good. And I would massively recommend it. Massively recommend it. It's got kind of like portal-y things in there. And it's just a game that is really, 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 really worth playing. I can't stress that enough. And at £1.50, you can't really complain at that, can you? In fact, do you know what? I was so tempted the other day when I was in CEX, because I've been picking up some of these games as well, knowing that, like, you know, at some point, these games are going to be just really hard to find. It's always worth having one, because if my copy of Prey decides to go in my Xbox, because, you know, your Xbox can sometimes do that kind of thing, your naughty Xbox, then, you know, you want to have maybe a backup just in case, rather than being, oh, let me have a look at how much Prey costs nowadays. £67? £67 for Prey. I should have said 69, but I didn't. Next one is, and I know what you're about to say, wait, that's a PS3 version of The Godfather. Yes, because I don't have the 360 version of The Godfather, because it's £18 right now. I have the PS3 version. The one thing about the PS3 version is it has like extra stuff. The Corleone expansion pack, the Don's edition. This is there. But anyway, you know, if you get it on the 360, maybe there's less kind of features, and I'm not maybe selling it very well. But it's a really good game. It's a really, really underrated game, the Godfather game. So I'd massively encourage it. If you've never played it, pick it up. I mean, even if you get it on PS3, again, I'm sure at some point the value of that one will go up. You know, if that kind of thing interests you. I personally am not really bothered about the values going up. I'm more bothered about just having access to certain games that I just really wouldn't want to miss out on. For me, the last one, number 10, isn't going to be to everyone's taste, but it's SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. Now, why that? Well, if you look at the bottom, I paid £4 for this. I know it's very faded. It wasn't like 100 years ago, but for some reason it must have been like, I don't know, in the sun or something, having a holiday on a beach. I don't know. But at the moment it's £8. So this has doubled in value from when I got it. And again, I don't know why this one, maybe the servers are still online. I don't know if that's the case. Please let me know again in the comments if that is the case. But again, it's a game that's all right. You know, again, it depends what you want in your wrestling games. It's a lot slower than the previous 2007 game. But again, it's just, again, another one that's maybe going up in value. And if you don't get it now, if you like your wrestling games, then again, you know, you might cry or something. when you realise, oh no, I don't have SmackDown versus Raw 2008. This is the one I don't have in my collection. Just before I finish, I just want to say certain things like this are really going up in value as well. I've got this Fallout 3 edition with a figurine. This is £60 in CEX. I'm going to be honest, I hate this thing. I don't like, personally, I don't really get collector's editions. I know everyone's different. If you want them, then, you know, you go for it. That's wonderfully fine. I'd have no issue with that. Just for me, I just like them all to be on a shelf at the same height. I don't know why it needs to be at the same height. I just like the consistency. But £60 in CX for one of these. Anyway, so thanks for watching. If you liked it, I'll maybe will do more, because I've got so many other games that I didn't mention that I wanted to mention. I nearly did it like 100 games thing. I just thought, oh, maybe that's a bit overkill, and it'll be like 2 hours long, and no one's going to be wanting to stay around for that long. But if you have stayed, thank you. Let me know which ones you think actually you're going to pick up, or let me know which ones you think I should include on another video. Anything that you think that's really worth me bearing in mind. Honestly, I'd really appreciate it, because the worst things are, I got Lollipop Chainsaw down there for £32, and it's gone up £3, like I said. So I got it, I think, now at an okay-ish time, although not that long ago, you know, I might have been able to get it for far cheaper than that. So, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? But the prices of these games, I think, are just going to go up. I don't really see them maybe going down, unless they decide to keep the store open and make games a lot cheaper digitally. I don't know. But get them while you can. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in another video. Take care.